There's no sense in you telling me about no his Hebrew Israelite. That's a false doctrine and teaching. It's actually stupid. And pardon me for being so crass. You grew up in Toledo over there on Bangkok. Now how you gonna turn into an Israelite? Your mama wasn't an Israelite, your daddy wasn't an Israelite. You didn't know nothing about me. Just cause you black, that's the craziest thing I've heard in my life.
Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Video. Right. He did not rebuke you.
He absolutely did not rebuke me. Now, there's a difference. There was a correction because let me clearly state that Pastor gave instruction on the lines to get into.
I was calling because the whole church was giving, and it was our day of giving, and the whole church was coming, and we didn't want people standing, the mothers and all that, so I was calling them by increments, and we had someone that had given out of before, and I corrected it, and I told everybody to listen and come when you call, and that's all that was.
Roberta told me Pastor Winans personally apologized to her. She's been a member of Perfecting Church since 2013 and has given faithfully over the years and will.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakah Kudash. And do honor to the elders and apostles, to the men of Great Millstone, and to the rest of the brethren on down that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom by Yahshua Dabada. And to the Akim and Akwat that's out there repenting, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whose fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob Yasha'Ava, whether you know it or not. Shalom, Mashpakah. Because this word is to you. And you saw that clip right there pertaining to these damn sellouts. And you see the first clip that I put in there that was showing you how what the individual say and think about you. You don't know. Now all of a sudden y'all want to switch to be now you want to switch and call yourself Israelites now. Tell me, you don't know about the Hebrew now. If you know anything about if these individuals know anything about the Bible or what it says in the scrolls, they would know anything about it. But this individual said, yeah, you don't know nothing about no Israelites, and your people grew up over there on Toledo Street, Toledo Avenue, and shit like that. Just some dumb reprobates, and then all you people will go there and listen to them. You'll go there and listen to them. When Yahweh Hashem Shah told you it was going to be what? You know what a false prophet is? Somebody that's going to tell you lies. A false messenger. You see? And you know all these old pagan building motherfuckers, they all false messengers. They all false prophets, and they are false teachers. Because they ain't telling you the truth. And then you see what they doing? They milking your ass. Milking you for every crumb, every scratching crumb that you got. Milking you. And then at the side of the same breath will tell you that, oh yeah, the laws of the Most High is done away with. But then here it is, you telling somebody to pay you tithes. How you do that? How you tell somebody to pay you tithes? And that's an Old Testament law pertaining to the Israelites. So what are you doing it for? If you're not an Israelite, what are you even saying anything pertaining to tithes for? See? Like, that's what these people are through, man. These people are through. Through like a motherfucker, man. But the Most High got something good. He got something in store for you. You sell out ass plantation as so-called you Israelites, but you so-called blacks, the Most High got something real prepared. He got something real prepared for you, real good, and you ain't gonna like it though. You ain't gonna like it, cause he gonna destroy your asses. But let me grab this. Let me read this one first. Let me open up with this one. What is that? Is that 2 Peter chapter 2? 2 Peter chapter 2. But I don't know why it's just doing this little short screen shit. No, why? Let me see. Okay, there we go. Nope, that's switching. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. 2 Peter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And I'm reading that for a reason, right? Because these pagan building preachers, they are false teachers. See? False teacher meaning a teacher that's going to teach you lies. The word false goes back to what? Let's punch it up and show you. Go to the word pseudo, which also goes into lies, right? And you see it says right there, pseudo prophetess, right? And let's go into that word pseudo. Pseudis. And it says lying, deceitful, false. See? So them pagan bitter preachers, hey, the most, how about Shemiah Shago, all they been doing is lying to y'all. They ain't telling you no truth. See? They're against the truth. If you're not saying what these devils told you to say, which is lies, they don't want to hear it, man. They don't want to hear it. You see? And that's why many of our people, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed, just like 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter say, and around the 4th verse. It says because a lot of people, you never believed in Yahweh. You believed in what these Edomites told you. You didn't believe in the truth. See? That's the same thing why Romans, the 10th chapter says, for they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge. You ain't never known the Most High. You ain't never believed in the Most High. You believed in what these devils presented to you as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's what you believe in. See? And that shit is going to have y'all destroyed. Y'all going to be destroyed by that false ass shit, man. See? But you see what it says right here. Lying, deceitful, and false. Goes into, and then it says what? Untrue, i.e. erroneous, deceitful, wicked, false, liar. You see? And that's these false ass pagan builders. See? And you people think you ain't gonna have nothing, and then talking about said that's heresies, or he did that Hebrew did the Israelite thing. That's false doctrine. That's false That's heresy. Really? So you must say, man, you ain't never read the scriptures, then, you dumb idiot. This is why a lot of our people gonna be destroyed, man. A lot of you pagan building going motherfuckers gonna be destroyed. Let's grab this real quick. Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. And it says, woe be unto you, unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, said Yahweh. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, power of Yasharallah, against the pastors that feed my people. And what he says, and what he talking about feeding, it's talking about teaching. See? What you think Yahweh Shah was, let me grab this real quick and come back. What you think Yahweh Shah was talking about when he said this? What is that? John 21 and around 15. And it says what? So when they had died, Yahweh Shah said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs. He said again unto him the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. And he said unto him, feed my sheep. Who is the sheep? Who is the lambs of Yahweh Shem Shah. It's Israelites. It ain't no all people. It's the Israelites. That's who his sheep is. That's who his lambs is. It's Israelites. You see? And he told you what? Feed them. See? And when you're going to feed, it's talking about what? The mind. Feed you. Teach you. Let's go into that word feed right quick. Let's see. Let's see what they put in there. Feed. Right? To feed, to tend, a flock, keep sheep, to rule, govern of rulers, to furnish pasture for food, to nourish, to cherish one's body, to serve the body, to supply the requisites for the soul's need. See? And this feeding right here is talking about what? Teaching you. That's what Yahweh Shah was talking about. See? Pertaining to you teaching his people. Who? Israelites that profess themselves to be teachers, that your job is to teach his people. So that's the feeding. See, but let's go back though. Right? Jeremiah 23 and verse 2. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, power of Yasharallah, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and have driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings. What it says in NLT. Therefore, this is what the Lord Yahweh, power of Yasharallah, who power of the Israelites, says to these shepherds. Means individuals are supposed to be teachers. And he says what? Instead of what? Caring for my flock and leading them to safety, ye have deserted them and driven them to destruction. Now I will pour out judgment on you for the evil you have done to them. You see that? And these preachers, these pagan builders, I'm talking about all the known name motherfuckers. Hey, he gonna make a great slaughter with their asses, man. Because all these years, y'all been leading our people astray. You ain't been guiding them back to Yahweh Shem Shah. You've been leading them astray the whole time. Talking about you don't know, now you want to switch to be an Israelite, and you don't know, you just some stupid motherfucking niggas, man. And you don't know nothing about, evidently you don't know nothing about the Israelites. If you run around there saying to the people that are Israelites that they don't know nothing about it, and you just, and that's false heresy. Do this individual not even know that the scriptures prophesied that the Israelites were going to lose their heritage, identity, and culture and customs? And their land? Do he even know that? And do he also know that it's prophesied that Israelites was going to come, the Great Awakening was going to happen? Do he even know that? See? You motherfuckers are a complete idiot, man. See? But these people don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, man. They love these devils, and you going out right along with them. You're going out right along with them, man. Going out with them. See? But let's go, matter of fact, let's go down to, let me go to Ezekiel real quick. Ezekiel 34. Just go make this quick. Just a real quick one. See? And what he said, Ezekiel 34 verse 2. Son of man, prophesy against what? Against the what? The shepherds of Yasharallah. And who is these shepherds? Who is these shepherds? Let's go to it real quick. Those that's supposed to be tending to the flock. Those that's supposed to take the flock out to graze in the field, to take them, let them drink water, basically feed them. This is the teachers, right? Let's grab it. Right? Shepherds. To pasture, tend, graze, feed. To tend, pastor, to shepherd, or a ruler, teacher. What? Teacher of people as flock, figuratively, shepherd herds, to graze, feed. You get the point. You get the point. You see? You get the point. See, so there's a teacher. See, it says what? Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Yasharallah. Meaning, you Israelites that don't acknowledge yourself as Israelites, you sitting up in these pagan buildings, study lying to our people. You ain't telling them, you're not telling them who they are and then return back to their God. See, you the one. This message is for y'all. Thus said Yahweh power unto the shepherds, woe be unto you. Who? Woe be unto the shepherds of Yasharallah that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherd feed the flocks? And what you doing? You getting rich off our people. You in this for money. See? You're destroying the flock all for money. See? He says, woe unto you. He's going to destroy y'all. See? Since you done made a covenant with death, with these damn devils, when they get taken out, you're going out right along with them. You see? Because you ain't supposed to be doing that. You ain't supposed to be teaching our people. You ain't supposed to be telling them things for money. And that's what the individual doing. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick and I'll come back. Let's grab this real quick. Titus. We go chapter 1 first. Titus 1 and verse 7. Let me see. Yeah, I jumped straight to the point. Titus 1 and verse 7. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of Yahweh, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, meaning becoming a drunkard, nor striker, not given to filthy lucre. You see? Let's read it in NLT. An elder is a manager of Yahweh's household, meaning his people. So he must live a blameless life, meaning being an example unto the flock. He must not be arrogant or quick-tempered. He must not be a heavy drinker, meaning a drunkard, violent or dishonest with money. But you get the point. Meaning what? He ain't supposed to be telling you the message of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for money. Ain't not supposed to do it, man. You're not supposed to be doing it. You see? Matter of fact, what did Yahushua say in Matthew 10, I think? Let me see. Matthew 10. Where you at? There you go. In verse 8. It says what? And what did he say this to? He said this to Israelites, those that he was setting up and established to become teachers. And he said to them what? Heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils. What? Freely ye have received, freely give. See? You ain't supposed to be doing that, man. You ain't supposed to be taking money for your people. But you saw the clip with that damn that false, that wicked nigga said, yeah, I'm gonna give you, I want you to bring 1,000 on top of 1,000. And these people, you falling for it. You falling for it. Don't make no goddamn sense. It really don't, man. Let's go back to it. Freely give, freely receive, freely give it. See? So if you receive this knowledge and understanding, which they have not done, they ain't received the knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't know this truth, man. But let's go down to verse 11. It says what? For there are many unruly and vain talkers and what? Deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. Meaning what? Of those of our people. That's doing what? Deceiving your ass. Verse 11. Whose mouths must be stopped. And all these motherfuckers in them pagan buildings with them suits and ties and shit on. All their mouths must be stopped. Must be stopped, man. Because they're literally dividing the house of Yahweh and they scattering the part that's divided. They scattering it. And they've been doing that because why? They was taught to do that by the damn devil. Whose mouths must be stopped. Who subvert whole houses. Teaching things which they ought not. For what? For who? For filthy lucre's sake. You ain't supposed to be teaching no lies, man. And what they doing? They teaching lies for money. For money, man. And what it says in NLT. They must be silenced because they are turning whole families away from the truth by their false teaching, and they do it only for money. You see that? And that's what they doing. I like that. That's what they doing it for. They doing it for money. They ain't telling you no truth. See? And what Yahweh Shem Shah say? Didn't he not say, hey, those that be deceitful with the word of Yahweh, they gonna be destroyed? See? Let's get this other one. Let's go back to 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 2. It says what? Feed the flock of Yahweh, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. See? You ain't supposed to be doing this you ain't supposed to be telling our people nothing pertaining to the words of Yahweh Shem Shah for money. You're not supposed to do that, man. See? That's what a hireling do. A hireling does those things for money because he hired. He don't care for the flock. He don't care for the sheep. What he doing as a hireling because why? He's paid. He don't care for the sheep. A wolf will come and try to devour the sheep. Shit, hell, that hireling, that person get paid. Hey, look, I ain't get paid to put my life on the line. The shepherd put his life on the line for the sheep, not a hireling. You see? Let's get that. Let's go back. Let's get this one too. 1 Timothy chapter 3. Right? Same thing again. Right? You know what? Matter of fact, let me punch up that bishop right quick. Right? Let me punch up that bishop. Bishop. Episcopos. Episcopos. It says an overseer, a man charged with the duty of seeing that things to be done by others are done rightly, and any curator, guardian, or superintendent. Do you see what it says right there? It says what? The superintendent, elder, or overseer of a Israelite assembly. Right? You see what it says right there? You see. Right? So he would be as the form of a bishop. See? Overseeing the flock. Basically a teacher, a head teacher. And it says what? What it says. This is a true saying. 1 Timothy 3 and 1. If a man desired the office of a bishop, he desired a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. Let's read the NLT, starting at verse 2. So an elder must be a man whose life is above reproach. He must be faithful to his wife. He must exercise self-control, live wisely, and have a good reputation. He must enjoy having guests in his house, in his home, and he must be able to teach. Verse 3. He must not be a heavy drinker or be violent. He must be gentle, not quarrelsome, and not love money. See, man, basically, you can't be doing this for no damn money, man. See, you can't be doing that. Let's jump down. Right? Let's start at 7. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. Likewise, must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not being a hypocrite, not double speaking, saying one thing and then doing another, or doing another and saying one thing. And it says what? Not giving too much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre. You see? Not greedy of filthy lucre, man. You ain't supposed to be taking nothing from no motherfucking body, especially if you already got what the Most High blessed you with. If you got what you got, you ain't supposed to be taking nothing from no motherfucking body, man. See? Robbing your own motherfucking people, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I don't even like to even use that saying, but hey, it is what it is. Wicked as hell, man. You can't trust these slaves, man. You can't trust them. Any like the elders say, you see any man that got on, you see any man with a Elder Malcolm would say, you see a man with a suit and a bald face. Hey, don't trust that motherfucker. Don't trust him. So you see any of these jakes that's walking around and they got a bald face. Hey man, don't trust their ass, man. And you can't even trust their ass even if they grow a beard on their face. Because they ain't doing it because they received the instructions of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai according to our heritage. See? But let's go back to that Ezekiel though, and I'm going to wrap it up. I just wanted to bring out something. You know, Ezekiel 34 again, right? And it says what? Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Yasharallah. Prophesy and say unto them, thus said Yahweh power. Unto the shepherds, woe be to the shepherds, meaning destruction be to shepherds, you teachers, you false teachers of Yasharallah that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherd feed the flocks? And he said what? And all they did was just devour our people. And that's what you're doing. He says what? They eat the fat and they clothe you. Meaning they just grab the sheep, they pull the coat off the sheep, they cut it up, and then once they dice all the sheep up and cut them up in different parts and shit, they cook those parts and shit and they eat it. And they don't share it with the flock. He just devour it all up. And you are the flock that they devouring. See? And you got New Age motherfuckers doing it like that motherfucker, Philip Anthony Mitchell. He another motherfucker that's been paid off by these devils to do what? To devour the flock. Why you think our people is referred to as lost sheep? Because you can easily be led astray. See? But he told us what? The true servants of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the true hopeful believers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he told us what? Hey, don't be tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. Why? Because that's the issue with a lot of our people. You have been tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. Whoever, whatever motherfucker ever told you a lie, you like hearing the lies instead of the truth. See? Just like Isaiah the 30th chapter say, hey, they like hearing smooth things. They said, prophesy unto us deceit. Don't tell us the truth. Tell us lies. The lies sound good to us. We want to hear that. The truth, we don't like that. See? But let me come down because I don't want to be long-winded. I'm gonna come down to the point, right? But our people like lost sheep, man. That's why he referred to you like that, because you can be easily led astray. See? And all the places we've been scattered to, you was taught to worship idols. You was never taught to worship Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. See? But what he says right here, verse 7, Ezekiel 34:7. Therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of Yahweh. As I live, said Yahweh power, surely, because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to the beast, to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, neither did why? Because there wasn't no shepherd. It was a damn hireling. See? Somebody that was doing this for money, but didn't care for the sheep. And it says what? Neither did my shepherds search for my flock when you got lost and scattered. They didn't go look for you and then try to bring you back to your owner. See? They saw your ass over there in that hill and they said, oh, fuck him. He way over there. Fuck his ass then. That's what they did. But the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock. Therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh power, behold, I am against the shepherds. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai against you, you preachers and them pagan builders with the suits and ties. He against y'all. Yeah, you might be his people, but you're going out with the devil. He against you. And I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore. For I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. You see that? So, hold on. Slakia. Behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore. For I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. And that's what he gonna do. How he gonna do it? Because he gonna shut y'all mouths up. See? You see what it says? Whose mouths must be stopped. He gonna stop y'all mouths. See? And hey, we doing that right now. We shutting y'all mouths up. That's why y'all still trying to hold on to these. You still teaching false doctrines. See? The doctrines of the devils. See? Your mouth's getting shut up right now. See? But I'm going to end it off there. I ain't want it to be long. I just want to bring out a few of them because that's, I don't see how people still even subjecting themselves to that garbage. See? And I wouldn't listen to no whatever they want to call themselves if you deny your own true identity and holding on to a false identity that these devils then gave you. Shalom, Yasharala.